Drinking while shopping. It is actually becoming a thing across the country, and retailers are catching on fast. The latest buzz-inducing trend in the industry is to put fully stocked bars in stores.
Barnes & Noble, Saks Fifth Avenue, Nordstrom, and Urban Outfitters have all brought bar areas and restaurants into their retail spaces. CBS News business analyst Bill Schlesinger is here with more on this boozy development. Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
We tried to get them to serve the dish early so we could have cocktails here, but no such luck.
Yeah, who knows what we would have purchased had we done that.
Is this a dangerous thing? Booze and shopping?
Okay, so listen, the old financial planner in me says this is a terrible idea because obviously you're somewhat less inhibited and you may not be keeping track of your money. And there is some sense that, in fact, that we're actually trying to draw people from the online world into these stores. Why? Because you drink and maybe you would even spend more.
When I look at these images, it looks like it's a separate floor. It's not on the shopping floor. Is that how they're doing it logistically?
Yeah, a lot of the stores are actually having separate spaces. Some may actually let you bring your drink downstairs. Why do they want to do this? I mean, it's so fascinating to me. It's that, retailers have had a really tough time. And if you look over the past year, restaurants and bars, they've seen an uptick in sales, about a 10% increase. Retailers, only 2 to 4%. So maybe they're trying to say, hey, wait a minute, how do we tap into that?
Well, you alluded to the battle with online retailers, and is this about trying to become more of a destination?
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about it, let's go back to like the old mall and the food court, right? Why did they put the food court in? Well, it was just a convenience after you've been shopping all day, but your destination was shopping. And now we see this being flipped on its head. We're saying the destination is to come in and drink and then, or maybe eat. And then while you're there, maybe you'll spend some money. Again, this is a real battle to get those eyeballs away from the screen. If we look at e-commerce sales, they're growing so quickly. We still know that the bulk of sales occur in stores, but the growth is online. It is not actually in the brick and mortar stores.
But how do they know the people that are in the middle of the night shopping are actually drunk? I mean, I understand if that's how they logically thought, put it in the stores, but...
Okay, so I know this is your favorite stat because you don't buy it.
So I just don't know anyone who's done this, even though I've seen the stats.
I know we're not going to ask about drunk dialing, but okay. but there is an amazing survey that found that 78% of Americans said they have actually purchased something online while drunk. Now, there is also data that shows that on Friday nights, after midnight, after 1, after 2, retail sales pop up. Now, that may be just because someone has insomnia or they get home late. We don't know if they're drunk or not, but we do know that some of those people, about 3/4, are self-identifying and saying, I do some shopping while I'm a little tipsy. And Anthony, I'm sure that you've bought a little something.
I just want to say here, I'm worried about how this is going to how return policies are going to be affected, because you'll be able to go in and say, excuse me, you got me drunk. I didn't really mean to buy this.
Yes, it could be a class action suit any day. What's fascinating to me really is that this is a real competitive push to try to get millennials, right? Because there's a certain cool factor. Not every brand is going to be able to do this and be able to carry it out. But we look at something like Urban Outfitters, which is definitely aimed at a millennial. And they're saying, we don't want you to go shop online. We want you to come here, have a different experience, have this be a cool factor. And oh, by the way, when you're here, maybe you spend a few bucks.
But do you think this is a trend? Because it seems like if I was a regular retailer, I'd be like, let's see how they perform with this strategy.
I think that's exactly right. It has to be the right brand. I mean, I'm not suggesting that we're going to have keggers in the middle of Walmart aisles anytime soon, but I am telling you that this is something that's being tested, especially at the brands that are focused on millennials.
You gave people a couple of ideas during that segment also.
Well, I do have to say, this show peaks during the cocktail moment. Thank you, Jill Schlesinger.